Tony, Knights of Honour, State Councillors, brothers and friends. As we celebrate the founding of the Order of the Knights of the Southern Cross, we are presented with an opportunity to reflect and act upon the messages provided during Mass. Well, an excellent presentation that was from Father, full of remembering. And also the long-used themes which Father used to speak about. And they're on the cover of your booklet, of course, today. They remind us, choose reverence through prayer. In January of this year, Pope Francis announced the start of a year of prayer in preparation for the Catholic Church's 2025 Jubilee year. And he said, I ask you to intensify your prayer to prepare us to live this event of grace well and to experience the power of God's hope. That is why we begin a year of prayer, a prayer dedicated to rediscovering the great value and absolute need for prayer in personal life, in the life of the Church and in the world. My message in Crusader this month stated daily prayer is to be valued in the fact expected by all members. And it went on to repeat the words of our Supreme Knight from his report to the National Executive last year, when he encouraged members to embrace, so as to recite by heart the Knight's Prayer, the prayer to the Holy Spirit, and to St Mary of the Cross and Killick. I'm also encouraged and encouraging greater devotion to St Mary of the Cross by having one of the relics present with us in our meetings and the Masses that we celebrate. And I'm taking this opportunity to remind everybody that those relics are available to members in their home for any purpose, for special occasions, health and other devotion. The relics come with a wealth of assistance for devotion, and for those that don't know, there are two books written about Mary MacKillop's spirituality in everyday life. The Little Brown Book and the Little Brown Book 2, TOO. And there's also a CD. And I'm only showing you these because they come in the case with the relic. We're also reminded to choose remembering of past leaders, to remain loyal to the Knights of the Southern Cross, to further its aims and adhere to its rules and principles can at times weigh heavily upon us as we face competing challenges in our daily lives. It becomes important, especially on this annual Thanksgiving's Day, to remember what our founders did in establishing the order and what their successors also continue to do. We can gain strength and encouragement by reflecting upon the commitment of leaders known to us personally who have worked unselfishly for the benefit of the order and for its members. Continue reminiscing and be enthused. One of the more pleasurable activities of a state chairman is being a guest at branch meetings when awards are presented. Invariably, those awardees are encouraged to indulge in enjoyable recollection of past order experiences. I would encourage all members to reflect upon the good things you've experienced as a direct result of being a Catholic Knight. Would you be comfortable repeating your story in order to encourage members to be more active in the branch, or to invite a parishioner to join the Knights of the Southern Cross? maybe not. But perhaps you might find it easier to write down as an article for the branch newsletter, or even better, in the Crusader. All manner of experiences can have positive or negative aspects, but what I want to encourage is a membership of positive people, helping others to see the advantages of a committed order membership. By way of example, I can see a number of positive outcomes from the COVID-19 years that have been mentioned today. By and large, they are remembered negatively across the community, but during a time of no branch meetings, State Council held an online survey of members, and statistically attracted a very significant number of responses. Many of us learnt to meet and greet via a computer screen, which continues to our advantage today. The post-COVID-19 period leading into and including 2023 saw the planning for and establishment of State Council's committee system and implementation of a strategic plan for a new 5-year horizon. 2024 is now upon us, with the challenge of stabilising and sustaining these initiatives. This can only be achieved through the participation of membership, with a positive commitment to the pledge which you are about to make upon admission. I ask you all to stand whilst I introduce the pledge. Today we celebrate in Thanksgiving the founding of the Order of the Knights of the Southern Cross. Members have the opportunity to renew the pledge made at their admission, and I now invite you to raise your right hand while I read the following declaration. Gentlemen, the objects of our Order of the Knights of the Southern Cross Victoria are as follows: to promote the advancement of Australia, to foster the Christian way of life throughout the nation, to promote the welfare of its members and their families, to encourage spiritual, social and intellectual activities amongst its members, to conduct and support educational, charitable, religious and social welfare work. In the presence of the officers and members of this Order of the Knights of the Southern Cross, I make the following pledges. I promise to do everything in my power to further the objects of the Order of the Knights of the Southern Cross, to adhere at all times to the rules and principles of the Order, to endeavour loyally to further its aims and objectives, to shape my conduct and my life in a manner befitting the conduct and life of a Catholic gentleman, to exercise tact and discretion in everything I do and say as a Knight of our Order, and in particular to refrain from discussing with non-members matters which are exclusively Order affairs, to recite daily the Knight's Prayer, to endeavour to attend all meetings. All members, please now repeat the following pledge with me. I give these pledges willingly, firmly resolved to honour them, and I am conscious that if I fail to observe these pledges, I will be guilty of a serious breach of good faith. Please lower your hands. Brothers, in the pledge you have just made, you have renewed your commitment to the service of the Order of the Knights of the Southern Cross, its objects, rules and principles. I congratulate you and thank you for that renewal of your commitment. Let's go now firmly resolving to honour